Hey guys, this is Ackley, Tack4427 here, and welcome back to another episode of WTPU, aka What the Pickup? Now, as you may recall, in the last episode, which you can see right down over here, I, of course, did a little top 10 list on some of the items that I wish I should have had, which is actually a little different from, of course, what I normally do on this show, but it actually does feel great to, of course, talk about some items that I wish should have been in my possession for some time, but hey, only time will tell on well I'll actually get those for sure, but hey, I guess this top 10 list is exactly what I need at this point, So yeah, I guess with that being said, if you want to check that episode out for yourself, then don't worry about a thing. There's a card over there, over at the top right corner of the screen, as well as, of course, the link to it down in the description box below. So yeah, go ahead, I'll wait until you come back. Yeah, no rush or anything. Yeah, I guess today's episode is gonna be a rather interesting one, so I'll, of course, I'll wait on that until you come back from seeing the previous episode. Yeah, it actually would be quite interesting to get some of the items that I have listed in the previous episode right here by now. Hell, I dare even say I do have my Amazon wish list, as well as my wish list on Right Stuff Anime down in the description box below if you want to go check those two out right about now. So yeah, I guess that'll give you plenty of time to, of course, look over those two while you're watching the previous episode before we can get right on to this one. So yeah. Alright, I guess seeing how you did already see the last episode of this show, we might as well go ahead and start up this episode as we normally do. Now, for today's episode right about now, it is actually going to be a really interesting one, to be honest, because we're going to go back, my friends, back to, of course, a time before DVDs and Blu-rays are actually a thing, and of course, let's not forget to mention, even back to a decade that's well before the internet became an actual thing for sure, so yeah, and interesting enough, it actually does revolve around one of my childhood icons that I talked about numerous times on this show right by now, so yeah. And what might that be, you may ask? Well, have a look. So yeah, what I actually have here in this lovely container right about now is, of course, a good collection of course, my old VHS copies of Thomas the Tank Engine in my possession. So yeah, I've been debating about whether or not to, of course, do an episode of this show revolving around all these, but I guess the time is now to actually, well, give these the proper treatment it deserves. So yeah, I guess with that being said, let's not waste any more time, and let's go ahead and talk about these for sure. Now, for starters, before I can actually talk about the ones that I've actually got right by now, I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, why am I only now doing an episode revolving around these? Well, trust me when I say you guys certainly missed a whole lot for sure, or in this case, probably been living under a rock for sure, because, yeah, I think I might as well go into a bit of a history from me personally right by now. So yeah, pretty much back in my days from, of course, from the mid to late 90s and even to the early 2000s and stuff, I didn't necessarily have a good number of amount of movies and TV shows on physical media. So there was yeah, DVDs were, of course, in their infancy, and Blu-ray didn't became a thing just yet. And not to mention streaming services haven't even exist yet since the internet was, of course, in its infancy stage. So yeah, there was no Netflix or Hulu or anything just yet. Not even Crunchyroll just yet. No. Yeah, pretty much back in my days, from, of course, a small little infant to, of course, to of course a little tween for sure. So yeah, practically since I was a little kid from of course the mid to late 90s to even the early 2000s for sure, I was of course yeah, I was of course fascinated with TV shows and movies for sure, but they're mainly on VHS for sure. So yeah, I guess it's actually quite fair, I have to say, and yeah, I think you pretty much know exactly what I mean by VHS right about now, and for those who don't, probably the best way I can describe right about now is of course VHS is basically a type of homemade format back in the early days, where of course they have these huge cassettes that are about the size of a book, with of course a magnetic reel that actually contain the movie, and there were plenty of others, like of course trailers and promos beforehand, and yeah, and not to mention, probably every once in a while, after the movie would be over, they would cram in some extra stuff at the end, just for the sake of it. So yeah, bogus material? Yeah, right, if you're lucky. And not to mention, we've actually been constantly using some really old VHS players back in the old days. And of course, it contains numerous buttons for sure, like of course, stop, rewind, fast forward, record, and of course pause and play for sure. So yeah, and oddly enough, I've actually really did watch a good number of movies on VHS during my early days, and of course if you wanted to watch the movie once, do you know what you have to do? That's right, you have to rewind the tape. So yeah, it was actually quite fascinating, though I will admit, it is a massive pain for sure, and even frustrating to, of course, have the cassette of yeah, pretty much your VHS cassette get caught in the player, and of course getting stuck for sure, and you can't get it out, resulting in, of course, pretty much the magnetic tape just exposing itself for sure, with yeah, where of course you have to reel it back in as much as you can, and not to mention a good number of VHS copies of course die for sure. But hey, regardless on that, it was still fun while it lasted for sure, and that's what actually got me fascinated for sure. Hence why I've actually got a good number of course, VHS copies when I was a little kid. Yeah, and many of which I've actually showcased in my DVD and Blu-ray collection. Those were, of course, some movies that I originally owned on VHS for sure. And luckily enough, since I know Thomas the Tank Engine is, of course, one of my childhood icons, I guess it's no big surprise that I have a good number of course, Thomas VHSs right about now. And again, many of which that I've actually got on DVD originally came from, of course, this original format for sure. So yeah, I guess I kind of figure for today's episode right about now, I will of course go ahead and talk about the Thomas and Friends VHSs that I collected as a kid. Yeah, that I still held on to my hands even to this day, and yes, by the way, I think many of course these VHSs that I have, I still have yet to of course get actual DVD copies, just in case I do want to watch those all over again to relive yeah, to of course relive all those glory days for sure. But I'm doing the best I can right now. So yeah, let's not waste any more time, man. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. Yeah, see, just like that. Whew. I can smell the bit of a nostalgia coming out of this bin right about now. So yeah, let's not waste any more time, man. Let's go ahead and talk about the Thomas VHSs I have in this bin. So yeah. Alright, and yeah, looks like I got everything all good to go right about now, and yeah, I think from the looks of it, in case a lot of you guys are wondering, I'm not going to go in any specific order for sure on when I actually purchased them. These are all going to be at random as much as I can pick up right about now. So yeah, let's go ahead and get ourselves started, and the first thing we're going to start with is, of course, I of course have Thomas and his friends get along and other Thomas adventures for sure, which is actually really quite quite interesting one for sure. And even though I never actually care for this VHS, it actually is quite fascinating to see a really good number of course, Thomas stories crammed in almost an hour for sure, including one other one similar to, of course, this that I'll actually talk about later on. So yeah, not that bad of a VHS to me when I was a kid. Alright, and of course, this next one, ramping out, I of course got a big day for Thomas, and the best way I can describe it right about now is, of course, a pretty interesting, pretty much an interesting volume from, of course, season 1 of course, this show for sure. So yeah, I think that's probably the best way I can describe it for sure. And it looks like it's all in a bit of a random order as opposed to, and of course, in a specific order on when they're released. But I still say this is actually a really interesting VHS for me to have. So yeah. Alright, and of course, we actually got this pretty great one for sure. It is, of course, Thomas, Percy, and the Dragon, which, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, is, of course, really fun to have for sure. And I am really fascinated with, of course, why it's actually been given to me for sure. So yeah, I guess if anything, a really great Thomas VHS for me to have. So yeah. Alright, and, looks like, we're actually getting into, of course, one Thomas VHS from, of course, one of my favorite seasons of course, this show. And here we have, of course, Cranky Bugs and other Thomas stories, which, yeah, I have to say, this is actually a really fascinating VHS for sure. And I guess it's no big surprise that out of all the seasons of Thomas the Tank Engine that I've seen, Season 5 is, of course, definitely one of my favorites for sure. So yeah, and of course, with what I'm actually seeing right about how it actually does have a really good number of stuff that they actually threw into it. So yeah, and of course, many of which actually contain some of my favorite episodes from that season for sure. So yeah, I have to say this is actually a really great VHS for me to have for sure. So yeah. Alright, and looks like we're diving into another one of my favorites right about now, and quite frankly, yeah, definitely without a doubt, pretty much one of my favorite VHSs for me to have, and here we have is, of course, the best of Thomas VHS. So yeah, I guess if anything, yeah, I think all it is, of course, a pretty nice collage of course, of some really great episodes from the show containing our lovable little tank engine for sure. So yeah, I remember watching this one almost all the time. It is that great for sure. So yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that the best of Thomas is, of course, definitely one of my favorite Thomas VHSs for me to have, and yeah, I love watching this almost all the time as a kid. So yeah. Alright, here's another great one that I'm going to be showing off. Yeah, here we have Salty Secrets, another Thomas adventures, which, yeah, I have to say is quite an interesting one for sure. And I guess if anything, yeah, pretty much one of many VHSs revolving around episodes released around Season 6, which is still actually a really good season for sure, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I guess if anything, I'm really impressed with, of course, what's been given to me. Not one of my favorites personally, but it's still a good VHS for me to have right about now. So yeah. Alright, and of course, I know it's actually really early into this, but looks like we're actually diving into one of my favorite Thomas VHSs of all time, and that will, of course, be the 10 years of Thomas VHS. So yeah, I have to say, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that this is without a doubt one of my favorite Thomas VHSs for me to have for sure. Again, just pretty much bringing a really good number of episodes from, of course, the show for sure. You name it, shows from, of course, seasons 1, 2, and, of course, 3 of course, this show for sure, just to help celebrate 10 years of course, of the show around the time it was on for sure. So, yeah, but that's mainly in the U.S. Side of things, seeing of how it is attached to a Shining Time station for sure, but it's still really great right about now. And probably without doubt, my favorites would have to be the incredible little intermission and interview bits from, of course, the Day Out with Thomas event at the Strasburg Railroad, which yeah, pretty much that Sega Railroad I did go to nearly a decade ago, and it was a blast for sure, and I would definitely love to come back to the Strasburg Railroad anytime soon, and I am quite interested, of course, checking out their Day Out with Thomas event, if I'm actually quite lucky, but only time will tell on that. But for now, the 10 years of Thomas VHS, definitely my all-time favorite right about now, so yeah. Alright, and of course, another great one that I got ramping out is, of course, James and the Red Balloon and other Thomas adventures, to which, yeah, it's actually a really great VHS for me to have, and if you have seen it, of course, a few months ago, when I did an episode of this show talking about my Christmas presents last year, I finally got this back in my possession, but mainly as a DVD copy for sure. So yeah, which I'm not gonna lie is actually really great. So yeah, even though I am really glad to only get on DVD, I'll still cherish the VHS copy for sure. It is the hag great right by now. So yeah, what else can I say except, well, it's still a really good one for me to have as a kid, so yeah. Alright, so continuing on with, of course, what I've actually got right about, and how the next one I've actually got, I did showcase a couple times for sure, but I felt the need to, of course, bring up again. I, of course, got Thomas and the Magic Railroad on VHS for sure, and yeah, what can I say? I actually did grew up with this movie for, of course, a long time now, watching this on VHS for sure, and it is quite actually interesting to watch for sure. So yeah, definitely a decent flick in my opinion, but still really great to, of course, have it on VHS for sure. So yeah. Alright, and this next one ring about how, and just a bit of a fair warning, I of course sadly don't have the cover sleeves for, of course, these two, and especially one that I'll get to later on. Yeah, probably mainly because I must have threw them out and they didn't age quite well, but I still kept the pretty much these cassettes, cassettes for some time for sure. So yeah, and of course this one that I got here, and yeah, you can definitely see this VHS tape in all of its glory right by now, and this one is of course on Trust Thomas and Other Stories, which yeah, it is actually probably one that I was really fascinated by, and truly a great one for me to have, and it's actually what got me exposed into, of course, loving Thomas in general for sure, but that's not the only one right about now. Oh no! Because believe it or not, the next one right about now is, of course, the very first one that I actually watched for sure that got me into it, and that will, of course, be, yeah, if you can see the label right about now, it will, of course, be Thomas Breaks the Rules and Other Stories. So yeah, that was, of course, the very first Thomas VHS that I've actually watched as a kid, and it is really fascinating to watch for sure. And yeah, Thomas Breaks the Rules was, of course, the very first episode of course, this show that I actually watch for sure, and I fell in love with it ever since, right about now. So yeah, even though I am ashamed that I don't have the pretty much the cover sleeve for this, and yeah, must have accidentally dropped that, sorry about that, but as well as, of course, Trust Thomas and Other Stories, so, but I still say it is still a great VHS for me to have right by now, so yeah. And oh yeah, I think I might as well show off this other one that of course, yeah, I must have accidentally ripped off the label right by now, but if I can read right here, and oh yeah, this one is, of course, Thomas meets the Queen and Other Stories, so yeah, if you can actually read here, yeah, there it is, so yeah, I think this, that's pretty much what this VHS is. It's just pretty much Thomas meets the Queen and Other Stories, so yeah. there's your little mystery solved right about now. So yeah. Alright, and of course, these next two right about now that I might as well show off. Yeah, I've of course got Percy's Chocolate Crunch and other stories, which is actually a really good one for me to watch as a kid, and it is quite fascinating for sure. And again, just pretty much a good number of course, some episodes from season 6 of the show, which is actually quite interesting. And of course, we're actually going to dive into, of course, the next Thomas VHS I have, and luckily enough, it does revolve around season 5, one of my favorite seasons of the show, and that will of course be Spills and Chills and Other Thomas Thrills. Yeah, I can't believe that I got rhymed, but regardless, this is still a really great VHS for me to have right about now, and I actually really do love watching this as a kid for sure. And again, season 5 is of course one of my favorite seasons from of course this show, and I really love it ever since. So yeah, definitely love it for sure. And I do know that a good number of these copies do contain the teaser trailer for Thomas and the Magic Railroad, but I guess with the one that I got, I don't think I actually got the teaser in the cover that I own, or maybe I do. I'm not sure. I don't remember a whole lot, but I still think it's actually really great regardless. So yeah. And as a bonus miscellaneous right about now, I've of course got the Thomas All Aboard card game. Don't ask why I actually I include that to my VHS copy. I just put it there for the sake of it. So yeah. Next! And just for the sake of it, since I actually mentioned the card game right about now, here's my home movie, The Curse of the Princess Monster. Again, don't ask why. I actually put that there just for the sake of it, so moving on. Alright, and this next one that I've actually got right about now, yeah, this one I've actually got for sure, and that being, of course, I've actually did a little VHS recording of course, the Thomas TV show when it was on PBS Kids back then, and I, of course, got the one that included Thomas and the Tuba as one episode. I don't remember which TV showing that it's, of course, showcasing, but hey, I actually, this is pretty much what I actually got, and yeah, I think I actually made myself a little bit of a custom VHS covering for sure, which, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I think for me to do this in Microsoft Word, it's actually not that bad, to be honest, and yeah, I actually did cover the whole thing in, of course, Scotch tape for sure, just to protect the whole thing, but I still think it actually holds up well, and yeah, I think as you can see here, if you can, yeah, if the camera will actually focus, here's of course my Ackley TAC TV logo from 2009, so yeah, big of an interesting history right by now, so yeah, I may probably think about doing a little recreation on that with this as a reference, and not to mention the one on the door for sure, but yeah, big of an interesting history for sure. So yeah, quite interesting that I had to include this for sure. So yeah, moving on. Alright, and of course, we're diving into, of course, probably my all-time favorite out of all the VHSs I have during the season 5 during season 5 of the showing, yeah, oh, yeah, and here we have is, of course, Races, Rescues, and Runaways, so yeah, what can I say, I guess if anything, out of all the Thomas VHSs I have that involve episodes released around season 5 of the show, this one's definitely one of my all-time favorites for sure. It's actually got some really great stuff for sure, contains some really fantastic episodes with, of course, some thrills and chills, and of course some really dark storylines, and just plain cool crashes to look at. So yeah, definitely love this VHS as a kid, and really does show that season 5 is, of course, one of my all-time favorite seasons of course, this show. So yeah. Alright, and seeing how I actually mentioned Thomas and his friends get along much earlier, I have, of course, got the original one that actually started that duology, and that being, of course, Thomas and his friends help out. So yeah, what can I say about it? Not one of my all-time favorites for sure, but it's still quite an interesting VHS for sure. That really does fascinate me for sure, and yeah, I guess from the background, but now I of course include pretty much a little spot right there that says extra value and additional 6 episodes for the same great price. So yeah, you can actually see it right the hero right now. So yeah, I don't know if, of course, if any of those additional 6 episodes made into, of course, this one, or there might be some rare copies that included those 6 stories, but I still think it's actually quite interesting to actually have this for sure. So yeah, definitely not one of my favorites, but still a pretty interesting VHS nevertheless. So yeah. Alright, and of course, this next one, but now I have, of course, got Gallant Old Engine and other adventures, and yeah, you can immediately tell it is, of course, really dirty right about how, but hey, I think it's actually a really great VHS for sure, and I really love watching this one for sure, and not to mention, I did learn that it did get re-released onto a DVD under its new name, Harry and the Elephant, and other stories, so I may actually get my hands on that if I'm actually lucky. So yeah, whatever the case may be, Gallant Old Engine is, of course, another great VHS for me to have for sure. So yeah. Alright, and of course, this next one that I've actually got is probably one of the sing-along VHSs that is truly one of my favorites. It is, of course, Thomas's Trackside Tunes. So yeah, what can I say about it? It is, of course, a really great VHS for me to have for sure. And yeah, you can immediately tell it actually contains a little name label, and it actually has my first name on it. So yeah, even though I go by the name of Ben, it looks like Benjamin is, of course, the entire thing in full. But hey, I still like to be called Ben for sure. But hey, whatever the case may be, I still think this is actually a really great VHS for sure, and definitely one of my all-time favorites right about now. So yeah. Alright, and we've come across the grand finale, whatever that may be, for, of course, the VHSs I have from, of course, season 5 of the show, and that will, of course, be Make Someone Happy. So yeah. What can I say about it? As much as I love the dark stories that season 5 has to offer right about now, there's no doubt in my mind that we did also get some really happy ones for sure, and this VHS is actually no stranger to that. It's that great for sure. So yeah, really love this VHS as a kid, and I'm really glad I have it for sure. So yeah. And yeah, I guess this next one, right, but now I've, of course, got this VHS cover sleeve for, of course, Thomas's Christmas Wonderland for sure, and sadly no VHS tape, and yeah, all I have is, of course, the sleeve right, but now, but hey, if I'm lucky and I actually do find this on DVD, I will be more than happy to make up for it by getting my hands on it back officially right now, but again, only time will tell. Alright, and of course, we've come to the final 2 right but now these ones are actually really quite interesting for sure, and yeah, because quite frankly, the last 2 right but now that I've definitely saved the best for last right but now is that it is actually a pretty interesting surprise that if you actually pick these VHSs up, you'll get an additional toy to go into your Thomas Wooden Railway collection, which I think is actually really quite nice, and 2 of the ones I actually got is, of course, really quite interesting. So yeah, first up, we have, of course, got Thomas and the Special Letter, which is actually really quite nice for sure, and And yeah, I think it's really quite nice for sure. And yeah, I still actually kept the cover for sure. And it does actually, it did actually include a Thomas wooden railway toy that I used to have. And the one I got is, of course, one called Catherine for sure. So yeah, what can I say about it? This is actually a really great VHS for me to have, and truly a great one, nevertheless. So yeah, really love it a whole lot. Alright, and last but certainly not the least, seeing how I did mention the Best of Thomas VHS earlier, how about the Best of Percy? So yeah, the Best of Percy is, of course, another Thomas VHS that I remember watching as a kid, and again, it's actually one of my favorites, hands down, and yeah, like I said, it did come with some wooden railway toys for me to have, and of course, what I got pretty much what I got at that time was, of course, a couple of boxcars for sure. So yeah, what can I say about the Best of Percy is, of course, a really great one for me to watch, and I love it a whole lot. Truly, definitely one of my favorites that I watched as a kid. And so I guess with all that said and done, that pretty much wraps up all the Thomas VHSs that I have in this bin. Yeah, and again, it's not all of them for sure. I know there are some that I've been missing for some time, but needless to say, it is actually really quite interesting to, look back on, of course, all these ones that I actually got in my possession for sure. So yeah, I have to say it was actually a really fun ride going through all these VHSs that I have as a kid right now, and it actually does show my love for, of course, the little blue tank engine for sure. So yeah, I guess however the case may be, even though I am actually burned out from, of course, VHS for some time, I know I'll still treasure them for quite a long time, as it is something that got me into, of course, getting some movies on physical media nowadays, right about now, and thankfully with physical media evolving for quite a long time, and especially streaming services still becoming a thing for the next several years, right about now, chances are that VHS is, of course, the one thing that really does define home media for sure. So yeah, I guess only time will tell, of course, well, actually get more of these DVD copies of course, some of the old Thomas, yeah, some of these old Thomas stuff that we contain the episodes from the original season for sure, and hell, I dare even say some of them that I did originally own on VHS I now officially have on DVD for sure, but hey, I think it is good to, of course, take a look back for sure, and relive the Google times for sure, because that's the one thing I love for sure, nostalgia, and of course, the one thing that really fascinated me a whole lot that I've been doing quite a whole lot right about now is, of course, going back to the past for sure. So yeah, I guess whatever the case may be, it is actually a really fun ride going over these Thomas VHSs for sure, and yeah, I am burned out from, of course, VHS right about now, but I think it is a really nice trip down memory lane that I was lucky enough to take on. So yeah, I guess if anything, and not to mention, it still defines my love for the little blue tank engine that I know is still gonna go on for years to come. Well, except for All Engines Go, that I know I will avoid any time soon for sure. So yeah. Less on that and more on the original rampant now. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on that. And luckily enough, I also do know that a good number of course, these VHSs that I watched as a kid are also currently available on YouTube as well. So yeah, if I ever do felt the need to, of course, look back on any of them, I would definitely hit them up on YouTube for sure. Yeah, but hey, whatever the case may be, wherever whether or not I will actually find them again, but on DVD, and also look back on them, upload onto YouTube. I know it's actually a really fun ride for sure. That I know is actually one thing that I absolutely love as a little kid that I still treasure now as an adult. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. I think that's a good way to, of course, end this episode right now. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode of What the Pickup, and of course, as usual, if you have any constructive criticism and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future, then by all means, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section below. And of course, as always, if you want to ask me any questions, or if you just want to book me for a con or event that'll be coming up sometime in the near future, then by all means, go ahead and send me an email to this email address, backley95@hotmail.com. And of course, if you want to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos in the near future, as well as, of course, plenty of other stuff that I got in between all of that, then by all means, go ahead and follow me on my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and plenty of other social media sites that I have provided. All the links to them are down in the description box below. And of course, if you want to show your support for me and see some sneak peeks to some videos that I got coming up in the near future, as well as some other awesome rewards that will help fit into your budget, then by all means, go ahead and support me on Patreon at patreon.com/AckleyTACTV. And of course, if you enjoyed today's video, then give it a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And speaking of on my channel, if you want to see more videos like this coming up in the near future, then by all means, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as turn on the notification bell and select all notifications, so that way you'll be notified once I upload a brand new video. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest episode of What the Pickup, and I don't know what I'm going to be talking about next for the next episode, but whatever I got, I'll be sure to let you guys know on that. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.